So today I'm going to share some information about my country, but the main purpose is talking about fairy tales. We are going to read a fairy tale together, which is famous in Estonia, but I think it's an international one. You might have read it. We will see if it's familiar to you, because I think Disney has made many fairy tales popular, but there are similar characteristics all over the world. So we are going to read a fairy tale, and in the second half of today's conversation club, you are going to have to create something. So you're going to have to create an alternative ending to the fairy tale. But I'm going to give you further instructions when we start. I'm happy to see. I'm just checking the chat. Okay, because if it's only one, if there's anyone else who's not hearing me or seeing me, you can write me something, but at the moment it seems that it's only one. So yeah, it might be your internet connection. So before we start with the fairy tales, I'm going to show you a small video clip from Estonia, because then you can, maybe some of you have maybe participated before, but the ones who haven't, just for you to get like a small impression about Estonia, what the country is like. So I'm going to share a video. Okay. Okay, so first of all, I would like to know what kind of differences do you see if you compare Estonia to Colombia? Just according to this video, what are your impressions? And also, if you have any questions to me about my country, you're welcome to speak.
Okay, one big difference that I realize is that they really like the meat mixed with mushrooms. That is a thing we don't have, or I haven't seen yet in Colombia.
Yes, thank you, Danilo, because it's very common in Estonia in September to go to the forest. So many people do that you go to the forest and you pick mushrooms and you also pick berries. So you get your natural mushrooms and berries from the forest. This is something very traditional in Estonia. And we marinate the mushrooms and also freeze the berries or make some kind of marmalade. And yeah, this is something typical to go to the forest and pick your own stuff, basically. Okay, anyone else?
I have a question.
Yes.
How is December in Estonia?
December.
Yes.
December is quiet. In Estonia, December is a winter month, so it usually snows. It's cold, it's very dark. It's the darkest month of the year, maybe only 6 hours of sunlight. So it's quiet. Like we also celebrate Christmas and New Year, but it's very quiet because I know here in Colombia, it's partying and people go out a lot. But in Estonia, it's quiet. You maybe stay with your family, but yeah, no partying, basically.
The second thing that is the difference between Estonia and Colombia is the big table with the food, a lot of food, because maybe here in some places we can find an isn't like that, but I think that here we don't have this tradition, and I can see in the last conversation club
Yes.
that you show us a tradition that the people song in forest and then eat a big dinner with their families. So I want to make a question with this topic, because I think I yes, I think why this person share with their families in this way.
Yes, like first of all, nature is very important in Estonia because this country is very small and there are not many people. So you can always spend time in the nature. Like even in the cities, there are forests, there are parks, there is sea or a lake or a river. So people spend a lot of time in the nature, like in the forest or also at the sea. And yes, like the eating tradition is different because very often when we celebrate the birthday, we have many things on the table. Like we have different dishes, and then you can choose what you want to eat. So you take some potatoes, then you take some meat, then you take maybe some salad. So traditionally, yes, there are many different plates. Because I have seen that in Colombia, it's more common that you get your plate, that you get served. That if you are the host, you prepare a plate for everybody and you give everybody a plate with meat, potatoes. But in Estonia, it's different. Like there is a lot of food and you take and you choose what you want to eat. So again, very good question to see some of the small differences.
So it's just for an special event, or
Yes. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, this is for a special event. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, because actually it's also different that here in Colombia, normally people sit in a circle, but it's not so common to sit around the table. It's true. Like when you go to visit someone, it's normally people sit in a circle. But in Estonia, it's very common to have a big table and then all the food is on the table. Any other
Hi.
questions? Yes. Hi.
Firstly, I would like to point out that, for instance, in our country, the difference between your country and our country, for instance, is even the geography. I didn't watch on the video volcanoes. I don't know if in your country there are volcanoes, but in our country there are systems, volcanoes, galeras, and even nevados, and where you even
que es un gato, que una gatica que
Wait.
you can hide there on those parts. Even on the other hand, here in our forest, even is could be a little annoying. Mosquitoes. When you're hiking, the mosquitoes could disturb when you're hiking. And on the other hand, even in the rivers, I did sightseeing in Amazonas and was completely prohibited swimming, surfing there. Largely owing to there are wild animals that get bit you.
Yes, thank you, Andres, for sharing. We also have mosquitoes in summer, especially in June and July. The mosquitoes are very crazy. So we do use like a repellent for the mosquitoes because there can be
but
many.
They can transmit diseases, for instance.
No diseases, but it's still annoying because after if they sting you it's itchy. You have to like do like this all over the body. So it's better to avoid it. And there are some wild animals, but they are normally afraid of people. So there is no problem with that. There are almost no poisonous animals. We have one type of snake who is a little bit poisonous, but only one. We have no mountains. Like our mountains are very, very little. Like the highest mountain is only 300 meters. So it's for you, it's like a small hill, and no volcanoes. Like Estonia is very flat. So you can cross the country like in 4 hours. Just go straight along the highway. Okay, anyone else?
Yes, teacher, the thing that you say that you can cross the country just 4 hours is on a plane or in a car?
By car. It's very small. Yeah.
Oh, yes. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Danilo.
How many people are in the biggest city?
Only around 500,000, less than 500,000. So less than in Medellin, much less than in Medellin. So yeah, the cities are small. Most of the cities have like 100,000 people. Some of the cities are even, no, actually only a few cities. Like the 5 biggest cities have maybe 100,000. All the others have less, maybe 40,000, 50,000. So I think for Colombia, our cities are like your villages, very small.
Then to the distance or between the cities is near?
Yes. Because you can cross the country with 4 hours. So 4 hours is like the longest distance. Normally you go to another city like maybe an hour and a half or 2 hours, something like that. So yeah, small distances. Sebastian? I can't hear Sebastian. Let's see, the microphone is on. But okay, I think let's move on. Then let's move to the fairy tales, which is the central topic of today. If you have any other questions during the event, just let me know. So I'm going
I
to,
would like, I would
yes,
like to make
Juan,
one.
tell me, Juan Sebastian.
Hello, about the snakes. Do you
Mhm.
usually have like small snakes or there are also bigger ones?
Small ones, they are really, really small because let me see if I can show you one. But yeah, we have only 3 types of snakes and one of them is poisonous, but they are maybe like 1 meter. So they are, yeah, they're very, very small. Let me see if I can find the picture here of the poisonous one. Yes, okay.
What kind of vegetables and fruit do you have in your farms?
We eat a lot of berries. Also, as you saw in the video, like we eat wild berries from the forest, but we also grow berries in the garden. So many different berries. Also apples and pears are very common, like the most common ones. We don't have any like mangoes or papayas or maracujas, like as we don't have a tropical climate, we don't have the same fruit as you do here. Which vegetables are similar, but we don't have, obviously, we don't have banana or we don't have plantains. We don't have yuca. We don't have, yes.
Está hablando mucho la profesora.
Okay. Miriam, did you want to ask something?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Yes. Hi.
Well, about the Estonia is one country very beautiful and use and his house are very pretty with color beautiful that country uno de los más beautiful world.
So one of the most beautiful ones. Thank you.
The Estonia had islands and mountains pretty son wonderful for the peoples and the women are 84% with respect the men.
Yes, 80%.
Sí. The women are models and some pretty.
Thank you. Women in Estonia are very tall and blonde, like women, or not only women, people have blonde hair and people are very, very tall. This is different. Thank you, Miriam. Yes?
Hi.
Are balances with fruits, cheese, and other food rich.
Yes, we do have like a good variety of food, but unfortunately we can only grow food 3 months a year. Only June, July, and August, because we have 4 seasons, so we have very little time to grow to grow different vegetables and fruits. I think there was someone else who wanted to say something.
Me, like, hi.
Yes, hi.
I have like a question around my head, and it's like about the traditional food in Estonia, like how it is called and like what vegetables or like it have.
Well, traditional food, we eat a lot of potatoes we eat potatoes every day. Like this is now changing because like there are more cultures coming in, and in Europe people travel more. But traditionally we eat potatoes every day, like fried, baked, roasted, puree. So a lot of different versions of potatoes. We eat pork. For us, the main type of meat is pork. And we eat a lot of fermented vegetables like chukrut, which is which is fermented cabbage, or also like fermented cucumbers. So a lot of we use fermentation, and we also marinate food. Right? Traditionally, it was to preserve the food for winter. And black bread is very typical. It's made of rye. And what else? Black bread and sour cream. Sour cream is a little bit similar to suero costeño, but it's not so acidic. So these are some of the things. Okay, but now let's start with the fairy tales, because if not, we can't finish on time. So first of all, I would like to know what's your favorite fairy tale and why?
Okay, teacher, I would like to say something. A fairy tale that I really would like it will be in a book, something like that. Is that a human being could have a printer, a money printer. It would be really nice.
Okay, but if you think about the stories about the fairy tales, like Snow White or Cinderella, or Red Little Riding Hood, or what other fairy tales? The Beauty and the Beast. So if you think about those stories, which one do you like and why?
Hi.
Hi, Julie Paula.
Well, yeah, I really like the Green Brothers tales.
Yes,
because,
yes.
As in my know, he made a different version of these traditional European stories, and because before the stories that make the Grimm brothers, these kind of tales usually are more violent, but they adapted it to a public, to children public, to a younger public, and this kind of change definitely was better to what is the word, to be in more places, in more countries, in different contexts, because the content was appropriated for different ages.
Yes, that's true. That the content was modified a lot because they're children's stories, and the very like violent details were removed. But it's very interesting to see that the Grimm's fairy tales, that they are really, that people know them all over the world. So they are very powerful stories. So anyone else? Any favorite fairy tales, or like specific fairy tales you like?
I would like to say one. Do you hear me well? Sorry.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. There is one. I think it counts like as a fairy tale. It's a movie. It's Moana. Uh, so I really like it because it's like well, at the beginning, it's a girl that it doesn't have so much. She doesn't have so much um, confiance uh, uh, in herself. And then because something happened at the movie, she decided to do something to change that. And even if the family uh, doesn't think, even if the family don't think that uh, she is capable to do that, at the end she get it, and she saved like their island. So I really like because of that message.
Mhm. Okay, thank you for sharing, Juan Sebastian. So one more person before we start reading the fairy tale.
Excuse me.
Diana, yes.
Good afternoon. My name is Diana Alvarez. I'm from Segovia, Antioquia. It is my first time in this type of meeting.
Yes.
About the video was very beautiful.
Thank you. And Diana, about the fairy tales, do you have a favorite fairy tale?
I don't know.
If you think about Disney, there are many Disney animations that are about fairy tales. Is there anything you like?
Good afternoon. My name is Luz Margot. I live in La Ceja, Antioquia. Excuse me for become later.
No problem, no problem.
Thanks. I like a lot of to see movies, child's movies. My favorite at this moment is Lion
King.
Yes. It's very
It's a good one.
beautiful and cute.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you, Luz. Okay, yes.
I guess
Diana and Cristina?
Yes. My favorite fairy tale is the Red Hood, because remember when I was a child and my mom put a story tale in a radio, and I feel very afraid for moments, at the moments when the wolf apparates. But it's my favorite because my dad reads me to me too, and he passed away when I was 8 years old. So it's a cutest remember about that. But I think the fairy tales are a thing through you can see the most of the thing in a country or in a culture isn't a proof about something, because you can see is some I don't know how I can say prejuicios.
Prejudice. Yes, that's the same word.
That's it. So I think in the high pardon, sorry. Back of a fairy tale, you can see or you can find a shadow of the culture, a shadow of the of that.
Yes, it is a good reflection of the culture, definitely, because we have universal fairy tales, but we also have fairy tales that come from one specific place. For example, in Colombia, there are a lot of indigenous fairy tales. I'm sure in Asia, the fairy tales are a little bit different in Africa. So it definitely says a lot about culture as well. But then let's start with the fairy tale, Three Bears. or sorry, 3 bears, not
Sure.
deer. Yes,
Hi,
Tito.
teacher. Excuse me.
Yes.
Hi, everyone. My name
Mhm.
is Segura.
Mhm.
I live in Sabaneta,
Yeah.
Antioquia.
Mhm.
For me, is the interesting the topics. I don't know the preference, the cuentos. What did you say?
Fairy tales. Yeah.
Fairy tales.
Mhm.
But I watch the different movies, the Disney movies, because I have the 2 children. Is the parents, if they watch movie with my child. Okay, I like the movies, the family movies is part in my house. Is the cartoon movies. Okay, for me,
Cartoons.
the interesting the last year is the Encanto movie, the Disney movie, because it's the part the talk about or the history, the movie is part the Colombia cultures, is the tradition and family life, is representation the Colombian family, is the account that talk about the history, is the family is the different, the mom, the grandmom is the in Colombia, the church time with the sons, the church with the neighbors, is the history interesting, and it's interesting because told the history, the culture, the Colombia, the different regions. For example, the Antioquia, the Tolima, the different places in Colombia. Thank you, teacher.
Yes, thank you, Tito. Yeah, I have seen Encanto, and I liked it a lot. It was very nice, and you also, I saw a lot of cultural elements and symbols, and the whole story was also very psychological and very good. Thank you. Okay, so 3 bears, which is the fairy tale of today. So first of all, can someone describe what you can see in the image? The image I'm sharing, what's there?
3 bears.
Yes.
Dad and child.
Mm-hmm.
They are walking in the nature in ecological way. Maybe it could be a Sunday. And that could be Robin Hood.
Yes, with his hat. Thank you, Diana. So let's move to the first slide, or actually the second one. Who would like to read?
The traditional family, teacher.
Yes.
The traditional family, the mother, father, and son.
Okay, so thank you, Tito. I can see that Lina Maria would like to read. So what we can do, you can raise your hand if you want to read, so everybody can read.
Hello, teacher. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Antonella. But I can't change my name.
Okay, Antonella. Then Antonella, can you read the slide?
Once upon a time, there were 3 bears, Daddy Bear, Mommy Bear, and Baby Bear.
Thank you. Next one, who would like to read the next one?
Me, teacher.
Okay, go ahead, Tito.
The bear family lived in a forest. They had a small little house.
Thank you, Tito. Next one, who's going to read the next one?
One day they left the house. Where are we going? Get dressed. We are going to visit some.
Okay, some friends.
Friends, honey.
Thank you, Diana. Very good acting. Who's next?
Me. The bear family went outside. The daddy bear had a hat on. The mommy bear had a
Mommy?
scarf. The mommy bear had a scarf around her neck. The baby bear had a jacket on. Is it such a nice autumn weather?
Thank you. Next one.
Me, teacher.
Yes, Sebastian.
Yeah. Wow, a house. Who's living there? On the same day, there was a girl walking in the forest. Her name was Goldilocks. She was picking flowers and passed by the house.
Thank you. Who's next?
Me, teacher.
Yes, Mateo.
Goldilocks knocked at the door. Knock, knock, knock. Hello, is there anybody home? The girl interest happens the word doors.
I don't know. Can you see the lower part? The girl entered the room.
Ah, okay. The girl enters the room. Everything was quiet.
Thank you, Mateo. Okay, who's next?
Anyone.
Okay, Diana.
Okay. Gold. Oh my God. Okay, I can do it. Gold. Oh my God. Goldilocks went to the chicken.
Went to the kitchen.
Okay. Okay. Goldilocks went to the chicken.
Kitchen.
There were kitchen. Yes. there were 3 bowls on the table. A big one, a middle one, and a small one. There was a dessert in the bowls. I am hungry. I am only going to taste a little bit.
Okay, who's next?
Me. Goldilocks went to a room. There were 3 chairs, a big one, a middle one, and a small one. I'm going to sit on the small chair. Oh no, it broke.
Very good. Yes. Okay, who's next?
Goldilocks went upstairs. She found a bedroom. There were beds, a big one, a medium one, and a small one.
Good. Oops. Okay. So, who's next?
Me. Hello?
Goldilocks went to the small bed. It was soft and she fell asleep. I'm so sleepy.
Thank you. So, what's next?
The birds came home at night. The door was open and the rooms were
messed up.
The dad, who has eaten from my bowl, who has sat on my chair, who has broken my chair. The birds went to the pet room.
Thank you. Okay, who's next?
Me, teacher.
Mateo.
Goldilocks wake up and go scary. Who are you? Where I am? Who is sleeping in my bed?
Very good. Okay. Juan Pablo or Juan Sebastian? Someone wanted to read before.
Miriam.
Okay, Miriam. Okay.
The girl of the bed. Oh no. 3 bears.
Okay, thank you, Miriam. Next, so this is actually the last one.
Daddy bear and mommy bear were angry. Baby bear was sad. The chair is broken. I would like to have a friend. Our home is messed up.
Thank you. and the end. Okay, so what I would like you to do now, I would like you to write an alternative ending to the fairy tale. So I would like you to create a new ending. So I would like you to write 7 to 10 sentences. I'm going to divide you between groups. So it's a group task. You can also add dialogues. So you can make it a play, but the idea is think of a different ending. And you have 15 minutes. Do you have any questions about the task?
The relationship with the history. Yeah.
Yes. You use the same history or the same fairy tale, but you
Very good.
change something about the ending.
Okay. The 3 years. Okay.
Yes. Create a new ending to the fairy tale. Any questions before we start?
Yeah, I have a
Yes.
question.
Mhm.
The work is a group work.
Yes, it's going to be in group. I'm going to divide you into different rooms.
Okay.
Mhm. Any other questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Yes.
What was the last diapositive?
This was the last one.
Okay.
Yes, but you can start changing the story. Let me check. Like from here, like she went to bed and fell asleep.
Okay.
And you can think then what happened after that.
Wherever.
Yes, wherever.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm. Any other questions? Okay, then let's start. I'm going to divide you between groups. Also, if you have any questions during the group work, you can always write me. So I'm going to create 4 breakout rooms. So 15 minutes. I'm going to come and check your work.